All right. Welcome back to From 8 Arbitration. What a great day it was today. I had an individual come up to me, had all the other slate's buttons on, and he said, "Hey, Corey, man, y'all got the momentum this week." I said, "Baby, you ain't seen nothing yet." That's right. Wait till tomorrow. That's when we're going to show out. James is going to talk about that in a second, but yes, we have the. Am I talking in this? Yeah. We have the momentum. They know it. They saw it Sunday at the meet and greet. They saw it yesterday, saw it today, and they damn going to see it tomorrow. First off, thank you to the crew who set all this up. A fantastic, fantastic job. I got a laptop and an $80 microphone. That's my setup. So I would not have any idea how to do any of that. So to them, thank you so much. To the organizers, thank you. We would not be able to do this without you. Kathy, y'all been absolutely amazing this week, getting out early every day, handing out our flyers, handing out our buttons. Y'all have been absolutely amazing. And so I just wanted to tell y'all thank you so much. Mallory, I told her thank you yesterday. I'll always tell her thank you for everything she has done for From 8 Arbitration. I'm just a voice on a microphone. If you've ever looked up from 8arbitration.com for a site, for a grievance starter, from anything, that's 100% on her. And so I cannot thank her enough. To Cole, many a night have woken him up at 1 in the morning because I didn't know what I was doing. And he has saved numerous episodes because I have screwed those up. And so to both of y'all, I cannot thank you enough. And the fact that y'all met, yeah. The fact that y'all met on Discord makes it even more special. Now y'all have a beautiful young baby, and cannot wait to see the young man. So, what? 4 months today. That's awesome. So Wednesday, James, I know you want to talk about this. Now James has to split. He's got to leave in like 10 minutes. All right. He's got a supper he's got to go to, and then we're going to transition into some other things. But he wanted to talk to y'all about the event tomorrow, the blackout, tomorrow night, the comedy club, and then just basic fundraising. So here you go, my brother.
Thank you. First of all, good evening, everybody, or good late afternoon. It really does warm my heart to have you guys come out and care enough to take time out of your day to come and share it with us and show your unwavering support. You know, I want to start off, like I said, Kathy and her crew, the organizers, have been at this for the last year and a half, preparing for this very moment, and they've been doing a fantastic job. I'm sure there's not a one of you that have gone to that convention hall and that have seen someone from the CLC out there handing out buttons, handing out materials, or trying to get you to donate, trying to get you informed, more importantly. So I want to say thank you to Kathy and all the organizers. I also want to say thank you to my entire CLC slate, the team that's been rocking with us from day one, that stood in the midst of a fire in the furnace, because we have been shot all kind of fiery arrows at us and discredited and talked down and just tried to make us look like something that we're not. But the truth shall set you free, because we are the truth. Because we represent nothing but the truth, and that's the letter carriers, the ones that are the face of this organization, of the NLC and the Postal Service. So for those of you that are listening, and for those of you that are here, give yourself a hand, because I'm very proud of you guys. Absolutely. So as he indicated, I have to leave early. I really regret it, but I'm leaving it in the most capable hands and the rest of our people, because I have another pre-engagement for the Nevada State Association, and then I have to go over to Branch 24 Los Angeles. They have the MDA dance this evening, so I'm obligated to go to these other couple of places. But nevertheless, I want to take the time to say hello. So for those of you that are here and listening, tomorrow, we've been saying it for a while, Blackout Day. We want everybody that supports the CLC and its movement as a whole to make sure that you wear your CLC gear tomorrow. If you haven't gotten it as of yet, you can come down to the Indigo Hotel at 889 Francisco Street, Los Angeles, and we have gear here for you to be able to get. If for whatever reason you don't have it, wear your black tomorrow. We want to show solidarity. We want to show that there is true change and that people, that the letter carriers are hunger for that change, and they're not going to stop until it happens. I like to say you can't stop the rain from falling, because that's what's going to happen. On top of that, in addition to that, tomorrow evening, that we're going to have the comedy night. This is where we had decided, we thought that it would be fitting that the night of nominations, which is going to take place tomorrow, and make sure you show your love when your favorite candidates get nominated. But tomorrow evening, we're going to have a comedy show. We're going to have, in fact, two. We sold out the first one in about a week and a half. Over here, right here in downtown LA, not far at all from any of you that you're going to go, that is at the LA Upstairs Comedy Club. We got a headliner that's known across the country, Daphne Springs, a opener, DJ. We have tickets still left. We have approximately 80 tickets left as of right now for the second show. So please go on and buy them. They are $65 for the tickets, and it goes to the proceeds of helping us be able to move forward and do a full mailing to reach every single letter carrier, whether they are retired or active. So before you leave out of here, you can go on Concerned Letter Carriers onto the Facebook, Concerned Letter Carriers, and you can tap on there and you can either scan the QR code or you can click on the link and you can buy the tickets. We would love to be there, and we would love to celebrate this very special moment. You are witnessing history in the making, and that is no hyperbole. Because there's never, ever been a group that in one time that's been able to shake it up to the degree that we have been doing, and what we intend to do, and what we're going to do for the letter carriers going forward from this point forward. So we're talking about the Blackout Day, the raffle tickets. We have raffle tickets back here. Again, what we're trying to do is raise close to $300,000, because what? Postage is what, 82 cents a stamp? And you're talking about 293,000 letter carriers? That puts you over 200,000 right there. Plus printing, plus packaging and labels and things of that nature. Your help will help us get to where we need to be, and that is to reach each and every single letter carrier with our message and let them know that we are in the hunt and we want them to vote for us so we can make sure that we look out for you. Because this is not, as I often say, this is not about me or he. This is about we. This is about the letter carriers as a whole. This is what this is all about, period. And is there anything else, brother?
Whatever you want to say before we go.
Well, again, like I said here, I want to be able to say, understand what we are aiming to do. What we are aiming to do is two things right off three things. One, we want to make sure that letter carriers have a living wage. We want to make sure that you have a work environment that is conducive to a harmonious working environment. We want to make sure that you know that we're going to fight for you no matter what, that we got your back like vertebrae. And what else we want to know? We want you to know and let management know, as we're going to do, that they're going to put some more respect back on our name. All right? Bless you. Bless you.
All right. So, Matter, if you want to come on up, I got two very special guests I'm going to talk to you. Before they start talking, time out. You can do them now. All right, we're going to do just a few shout-outs while we're transitioning in. So if you want to do just a couple of shout-outs right over here, come over here and you can give a shout-out to your branch or whoever.
Just three or four right now. We'll get to the rest, I promise. But there you go, brother. You're on.
You ready for me? All right, Josh Parker, Vice President of Branch 1630. I'm out of Dothan, Alabama. Who knows where Dothan, Alabama is? I was about to say, that's the only person. All right, so I just want to give a shout out to everybody back home in Alabama, sweet home Alabama. Most importantly, I want to come up here and just say thank you. Thank you to Corey. Thank you to James. Demetra, she's not here, but for all the education, everything that you have taught us, that you have made accessible, that otherwise would not have been. The website, where did she go? Right there. The website, being able to access those sites and put those in grievances, it's huge. So I can't say thank you enough. And that's why I wanted to come, just to give you guys your props, because you stand against the right things, and you stand up for the right things as well. So thank you for that.
Absolutely.
One more, then we'll go.
Hey, good afternoon. I'm Margaret Hall, la presidenta del Branch A69 en Puerto Rico. So, hoy nos vamos bilingual, mi gente. Así que, si queremos cambio, hay que votar. Para eso llegó el CLC, para darnos el cambio que nosotros tanto estamos buscando. Región 15, Orlando González. Que la pasen bien.
Do I need that mic? Any more? Okay. I wanted to touch on something before we get to Mallory, some things that have been handed to me. I've been hearing a lot about division, a lot coming from the stage about division and all these things. There's always a natural division when you have slates going against each other. That's naturally made. We're going against them. You keep it cordial. I remember a couple of years ago at a convention when one of the establishment, a retired officer, called us the shithouse lawyers. And today was shithouse lawyer day. I thought that was only fitting that we say, hey, if that's who we are, we're going to represent that. It's those same individuals that are saying that we're being divisive, right? I just got a note that they are now, the establishment is going around telling people that if you vote for the CLC, that James and Corey, we're going to fire all the advocates in the country. That was just handed to me. That's what they're saying, but yet they want us to sit down and be quiet. I have tried. I have tried to do that. The city letter carrier has stood up on them, and they don't know what to do about it. And so what they're going to do is they're going to try to get behind these closed doors, talk about us. My region, Region 8, one of the RAAs, she's going around telling the retirees that if the CLC wins, we're changing the NELC to the CLC. That's what they're doing. But yet they want us to be civil and sit down. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. You want to, it's the ultimate shaking my hand with your fingers crossed behind your back. Hey man, y'all treat us with respect, we're going to treat you with respect. For too damn long, the city letter carrier has been run over by this same administration. I've got trustees that are going to talk in just a second. They have knowingly put trustees on their slate that have willfully and intentionally violated the Constitution. And you want me to sit down and be quiet about that? They have people on their slate that have knowingly and willfully violated our Constitution. The only protection the city letter carrier has between us and the establishment, and you want me to be quiet and take what's coming. I'm not doing that. We hear constantly, we'll take it from here. Look, we're going to reap what y'all been sowing. We've been sowing this shit for 2 years. And now you want to come in the last second and say, we'll take it from here. Now, I talked about this yesterday. But when I see things like this that are brought to me, where they're saying, hey, they're telling all the advocates that y'all are going to fire all of them, do better. Win on your record. The reason you do this is because you can't win on your record. That's the reason the CLC has all the momentum this week. It's because you haven't run on your record. You failed on your record. And now you have to do things like this, lie to try to win. We will not do that. I will always produce receipts. But if that's what you feel comfortable doing to try to win, do it. If that's who you are, fine. We're going to win this thing come this year. That is 100% factual. We are winning. And it's because of that very idea. They can do whatever they want and not be held accountable. We are holding them accountable in this vote. This movement is unlike anything that they have ever seen. They have no idea what's going on. They think, hey, we'll just replace the top two and we'll get the same people that have been doing all this shit to us for all this long, and they won't see that. Baby, we see it. We see it. We see what's happening. So, with that being said, I got two wonderful ladies here that are going to talk. I had to get that out because when they handed me to that, and James continues to tell me that people on their slate are coming to him saying, hey, man, we appreciate y'all keeping it professional, and then see that they're doing this behind our backs. That pisses me off, man. You're going to do that to James Henry? Dude's got more integrity than everybody on that slate put together. And you're going to do that to him? This man tried to stand up and say, hey, I don't like what's going on here. You know, I volunteered to be on your slate. Y'all voted me in. And immediately I realized this is not the union that I signed up for. So I'm going to stand up and do something about it. You're going to do that to him? You call him everything but a child of God? Why? Because he says, I want to do things better for our city letter carrier. I want to represent them better than we're doing. And that's what you're going to do? That's what you resort to? I'm glad you're losing. I'm glad y'all packing your shit. We've got to turn this thing around. We've got to give it back to the city letter carrier, and that's what's going to happen. They don't know what to do about it. It's too damn late. All right? So, Mallory, introduce our guest here, and y'all got some things y'all want to talk about.
Right. So I'm sure most of you know that I'm no longer a city letter carrier, and that was because we ended up having a baby. So because we ended up having a baby, I had to move to North Carolina and be with my husband. So I ended up wanting to still be part of the union and trying to figure out how to do that. And I discovered in doing that we have the NALC Auxiliary. Now, when I went to go learn about the NALC Auxiliary, I couldn't hardly find any information on it. The information is not very easily accessible. There is one page on the NALC website about it, and that's about it. You don't hear much about the auxiliary anymore. And it is what it is. So I have with me the new president of the NALC Auxiliary. I'll let her introduce herself. But our plan with the auxiliary is to get it back to its former glory, to have the auxiliary be a guiding light towards legislative issues and towards helping with the food drive and all of the things that the NALCA should be doing, but has not, because we have allowed it to sink into basically a defunct organization within the NALC. And I'd love to see it restored to its former glory. So with that, I'd like to introduce Ms. Warditra.
Thank you, Mallory. And I want to thank you all for having me today. My name is Warditra Hughes Hancock. I am out of branch 936 in High Point, North Carolina, auxiliary number 549. And as she stated, I am the newly elected national president for the NALC Auxiliary. And what I kind of wanted to talk to you guys about is what the auxiliary actually is. There's a lot of misconception that we are the sandwich bringers, or we bring the snacks and things of that nature, but that's not what we are. We are your partners. We are the ones who are there rallying with you. We're the ones that are able to march for you. We are the ones that are able to write those letters for you. We are the ones that can get legislation in place so that you all don't have to lose some of the benefits that you currently have. We're hearing about different things where they're trying to take away union rights during while you're actually at work, and where the post office will not pay you anymore to do your union duties on the clock. We are the ones that can keep that from happening. So what I want you all to understand is we're your partners, and we want to work with you, but we need your support. We need for you all to get your spouses, your friends, your families involved in the auxiliary so that we can help you. Anyone that you have in your family or anyone that you know that wants to support you that is 16 years of age or older, they can join. In case you didn't know, you can join. Letter carriers can join the auxiliary. So we want you to support us, and we need your support. If you have any questions, my information will be available to you. Please come talk to me. I am approachable, and I want to talk to you. I want to listen to your concerns, and I want to help you. And we have a whole team of people that feel the same way. So I thank you all for allowing us to be a part of this movement, and hopefully we can be partners from here on out.
That's great.
Thank you.
All right, we'll do some more shout outs. I've got my trustees going to come in here, and they're going to speak a little bit. Thank you, ladies. I appreciate y'all. Absolutely. So if anybody wants to do some shout outs, head over there to that section. Thank you, sir.
Right over here in front of Miss Kathy. Kathy, put your hand up. All right, right here where the line is. I know she's kind of small, but put it up high, Kathy. There you are, my brother.
Hi, my name is Mike Pieper, and I'm from Austin Branch 181. I just want to give a shout out to our branch back home and to our branch president over here. He's running for the Region 10 NBA office.
Have y'all sit here.
Hello, my name's David. I'm out of branch 1100, coming out of the city of Downey. I want to definitely give a shout out to my boy Anthony Flores, who is currently serving in the military, and I want to give a shout out to Fernando Guzman. These guys have been with me at the very beginning with the CLC, and we cannot wait to see what you guys have for us. Let's go.
Hey, Troy Lewis, Branch 10. Can you hear me? Working? Okay. Troy Lewis, Branch 10 out of Topeka, Kansas. Want to give a shout out to my branch mates. And guys, listen, show out, blackout, like he said, man. This is where it's on the line. Like the NALC as a whole has gotten weak, and this is the strength we need. So tell everybody to show up.
Aaron Jones, Branch 404, Waco, Texas. The only person that would be right for me to shout out is my granddaddy. He was a 30-year letter carrier of my branch. He passed away in 2006. But if he knew where I was standing today and what we were trying to do, he'd probably look at me, put his hand on my shoulder, and tell me that we made it.
Anybody else? Anybody else?
Mickey Daly, Branch 642, Boulder, Colorado. Just want to say hi to everybody. Corey, I appreciate your Dog of War thing. Man, the shirt, since you and James got them, the best thing I ever made.
Sí, yo de nuevo, por primera vez tenemos dos boricuas, ¿verdad? Dos boricuas, ¿verdad? Corriendo en la nacional. Ese es John Cruz y Orlando González en la región 15. Así que mi gente en Puerto Rico, no se olviden de votar, ¿ok? CLC in the house.
All right, we ready? I've got the trustees that are running on the CLC slate, and there's probably not many positions that are more important than the trustee. You don't hear about it, don't have a lot of fanfare. They make major decisions financially. We saw, and Dave may be speaking on the report, if y'all listen to the podcast about the findings on the financial situation, all the money just flying out the window, that's the trustee's responsibility, partly. And two of them are on the slate that we're going against, which is mind-boggling. Those two also are two that violated the Constitution. They're on the slate. It's bizarre to me that you could put a slate together and say, I know that this person has willfully violated the Constitution. I'm going to take them anyway. Anybody that violates the Constitution should be removed immediately from what they're doing. As a city letter carrier, I've been delivering 34 years. That's how I feel, because that's my avenue to air my grievances to national against them is the Constitution. I have to have faith that when I do that you're going to follow the Constitution and let things play out, whether you like it or not. If a charge is filed against me when I'm EVP, I will not call anybody and say, hey, we're going to have a meeting and we're going to vote to not hear the charges or not assign an investigator. That will never happen. If I've done something so egregious, I need to be gone. That's just how it is. If you're going to have integrity, have integrity. If you don't, it seems like if you don't have integrity, go be on that other slate. That's what it appears to me. But Dave's going to talk about that. But these are the three trustees. It's imperative that y'all get the word out to vote for these three individuals. I've known these three for a long time. You talk about integrity, they got it in spades. You talk about toughness, I'll put them up against anybody. You talk about position, any of these three you could put them in any position on a slate and they would succeed. It's because it's who they are. It's their character. But I'm going to have them just go around briefly because I got 7 AFL-CIO delegates that need to come in. I know it's hot as hell in here, so we're going to try to get this done. But just go around, tell who you are, what you've been doing. I know, Dave, you're going to take a little bit of time because you did do the kind of audit, but go ahead, Howard.
Hi. Hi, my name is Howard Komini. I'm out of Honolulu, Hawaii. I have about 39 years with the post office. 3 years ago, when I retired, I've been the branch president for 27 years. So I know back in the day when the unions were with Mr. Sombrado and Bill Young, and then we got Fred, and we got to get back to where we belong. So thank you.
And I'll say something Howard won't, but he's a little different this week, if you noticed, but Howard has just lost his mother. And so, brother, you know that I love you, and I've been praying for you. And so if y'all would do the same, you will not find a better individual on this planet than Howard. And you can tell that it's weighing on him this weekend. And if you can, just pray for him because he put pictures up of his beautiful mother. And brother, just know we love you and we're praying for you, my man, okay? John, you want to go next?
My name is John Cruz, president of Branch 41, Brooklyn, New York. I'm running for trustee. Been president since 2020. I just made 33 years in the post office. And you fuck with my membership, you'll find out who I am. That's all I got to say.
Let me say this about John. What's that? Okay. Let me say this about John. They asked me what nickname I would give John Cruz. I said I'd give him the nickname Brass Knuckles because that's who he is. If you see him in his union meeting, Where he's located, it's a tough spot. Coney Island's right there, where the Warriors were. It's one of my favorite movies. But, which is a perfect spot for him because of who he is, his mentality. Like he said, you know, you fuck with his members, you'll find out. And that's what we need on the trustee position. That's exactly what we need. Somebody that can come into that room and say, hey, James, Corey, we got some problems financially. This right here doesn't need to occur. Not yes men, people that do their job. You want yes men? Vote for the other slate. We need individuals with toughness. And you're fixing to see that in David Groskopf. If y'all listen to the episode about the financial situation, the things that he found, and what'd you see on social media? All the establishment come running out trying to defend that. It's indefensible. What you're doing with my money as a carrier, I'm out there every day in the elements, in my LLV, FFV, in the heat, working, paying my dues, and you're throwing it out the window. You're giving people bonuses for what? Hell, I couldn't even get a decent raise. And you know, it's like two different things, right? My agent is living fat on a hog. And here we are begging for scraps. And so I appreciate you going up there and doing that, brother, but just take your time and tell them who you are.
My name is David J. Groskopf Jr. I'm the president of Branch 3, Buffalo, Western New York. I've been the president. I've been the president since 2018. I've been blessed. I have a very good team up there in Buffalo, and you know, we've done a lot of things for letter carriers that National hasn't been able to get done. As a branch, for example, you know, we beat S&DCs. We don't have to deal with that stuff in Western New York, okay? You know, we just had a thing the other day, Canadian wildfires were hitting us, and my AQI in Western New York was 267. And so I called the Buffalo postmaster and I said, listen, it's in a very unhealthy range. You need to get my people off the street. You know, I'm not going to put them in an unsafe situation. Now, what you don't know, about 3 years before that, they did the same thing during a generational storm called Winter Storm Elliott. It was a snowstorm. I was trapped in the Union Hall for 3 days. There's a 10-foot wall of snow around the building. All right, this is no joke. People could die. People did die during that storm. I went to management early on during that day, said, you got to shut this thing down. We're watching it come across the lakes. We're watching it come down from Canada. Management refused to do it. By the time they shut that thing down at 1 p.m., we had carriers going home who got stranded out on streets. They spent the night in cars. They spent their night in, you know, folks', you know, complete strangers' homes. Thank God, you know, Buffalo's the city of good neighbors, right? We invite people in and help them out. But those types of things shouldn't happen. So when this thing went down, I called my Senator Gillibrand, and said this was absolutely ridiculous. Long story short, she opened up a congressional investigation. The OIG found that my carrier's safety was put in jeopardy. And that's the first time I've ever seen an OIG report where they've admitted that management put letter carriers, you know, safety in jeopardy. I did the same thing with these Canadian wildfires. I said, you shut this thing down. If you don't, right after I hang up the phone, I'm calling Gillibrand again, and we're going to argue this thing on Capitol Hill. 10 minutes later, I got a call from the Buffalo postmaster. We're shutting the delivery operation down. We're calling all the carriers back. The reason that that's such a big deal, I'm in Region 11, which is upstate New York and Ohio. There were carriers in Pennsylvania, there were carriers in Ohio, and there were carriers in Michigan that had AQIs of 6, 7, 8, 900. And those DMs and those postmasters refused to shut those facilities down. My point to you is, we don't play up in Branch 3 in Buffalo and Western New York. I want to take some of that, you know, experience that I have up there doing these things, because you get this argument, and it drives me nuts. I tell Corey this all the time. I haven't carried mail in approximately 14 years, and you always hear this argument about guys like me have no idea what the workroom floor is like. I have no idea what it's like to be a letter carrier now. Well, first of all, I delivered mail for 20 years before I ever got a full-time union position. I got 34 years in the Postal Service, 31 of them are career, all right? I've got guys out in the field that keep me up to date, and Corey's seen this on our Facebook page. everything that's going on every minute of the day. So if something happens all across Western New York, we can react to that stuff. You know, so these are the things that, you know, I want to bring, not from a contractual standpoint, from a safety standpoint, but we're here to talk about trustees, right? Me, John, and Howard. And, you know, our strongest focus is what the office is actually responsible for, which is financial oversight, accountability, transparency, and protecting the union's assets. Members generally expect the trustees to ensure that their dues are managed responsibly, rather than to set bargaining and legislative policy. Although I'll admit I'd love to do that too, okay? Our platform, we got a 7-point platform as trustees. Number 1, protect every single one of your dues dollars. Commit to independent, thorough oversight of the union's finances and ensure that members' money is spent only for legitimate union purposes. Number 2, increase transparency. We've seen this. We've seen this with collective bargaining. We've seen this where your dues money's going. None of this stuff should be, you know, a secret. It's your union. It's your money. You should know what's happening. So we would advocate for financial reports that are easier for members to understand, with clear explanations of major expenditures and regular communication about the work that we're doing as trustees, because it's our job to protect you. And you should be updated about what the heck we're doing to protect you. Number 3, strengthen accountability. Promise to perform audits objectively and professionally, regardless of who holds office. Doesn't matter. God forbid something happens, and it ain't going to happen. But the 3 of us get in with the rest of them. Doesn't matter. We're holding their feet to the fire. James and Corey get in, same thing. I say this in front of James and Corey. Not that I expect these guys to step out of line, but if they do, we're going to have to pull them on the side and be like, listen, this isn't what the Constitution says. This isn't what we should be doing. And, you know, right that ship before there's a problem. 4, modernize financial oversight. Support improved auditing tools, stronger internal controls, cybersecurity protections, and best practices to safeguard the union records and funds. Number 5, and this is a big one right now, promote ethical leadership. You just heard Corey talk about this, right? Encourage compliance with the NELC Constitution, federal labor laws, and the highest ethical standards with equal treatment for every officer and every branch. 6, be accessible to the membership. We work for you. It's not the other way around. You know, we got to make ourselves available to answer your questions, explain the trustees' role, and report back to members on the work being done. And finally, the 7th one is focus on the value for members. Review spending with an eye towards directing resources to programs that strengthen our representation, our organizing, our training, our safety, and our member services. So that's basically our platform in a nutshell as trustees. Now, obviously, I'm sure you've listened to the episode where we talked about the financials, right? And again, every time I go somewhere and I talk about this, I take no solace in what I'm about to tell you. Because when myself and Kimitra Lewis and Rocky Acasio and Pam Donato were in that room looking over that stuff, I had a pit in my stomach with some of the things that I was seeing. Because that's not my union. My union doesn't do that. Other unions do that, right? You see other labor leaders get locked up or go to jail or get fined or whatever the deal is. Not the NELC. We're the good guys. What I quickly figured out was we weren't the good guys, right? We got a chief of staff, 2025, making $211,505. The very next year, 2026, she's making $281,170 with a weekly bonus of $1,150. In other words, the national president gave that individual, who, by the way, is not a dues-paying member and is not a letter carrier, a 33% increase. What did you guys get? Table 2? You know, right? Okay. 33% sounds a hell of a lot better than 1.3, 1.4, or 1.5, right? Why is my agent negotiating that for somebody that works for him and not for the damn people that he represents, right? Makes no sense. Staff attorney, 2025, made $256,169. 2026, massive jump, $353,342 with a weekly bonus. Listen to this, $2,766.43. I got carriers in my branch at Table 2 that don't bring that home. They don't bring that home. By the way, that's a 38% increase in her salary in 1 year. 1 year. You got the chief of staff, who does lobby work. We have lobbyists that do that work. So we hired a deputy chief of staff at the tune of $118,457 to do the chief of staff's work, because she's out flying all over the world, apparently, lobbying on allegedly the NELC's behalf. And then you got the old chief of staff, who's a consultant, Jim Sauber, extremely smart man. I'll never say anything bad about the guy. I call the guy Rain Man. He's the smartest man I've ever met in my life in the NELC, other than Corey Walton. He's making $20,000 a month or $240,000 a year. So you took one position, the old chief of staff that Jim Sauber used to do, and you multiplied that into 3 positions. You got the chief of staff, deputy chief of staff, and then you're paying the old chief of staff for consulting. That comes out to 3 positions, $639,629, plus a full benefit package, health care, and if you don't know what this is, the annuity trust fund is basically the NELC's 401k to do one person's job. Does that sound like a smart expenditure of your dues money? No. Thank you. Next person, Director of Community Services. Now, traditionally, this has always been a letter carrier. Pam Donato has held that in the past, Genevieve Kabul, Christina Davidson. This individual currently makes $102,033. We reviewed those records, and I'm going at a high number now. I'm being very generous. We tried to figure out how many days this guy was actually working in NELC headquarters. High number, 5 days a month. 5 days a month with a full pension package, full health care package, and making 6 figures, right? For those of you that don't know, the NELC has 3 revenue streams, which is dues, our service allowance, and the building corporation. Dues, I'm sure everybody knows what that is, right? The money, obviously, that's taken out of our checks to support the union. Service allowance, this gets a little trickier. NELC runs a health care plan, and we get money back from the federal government for running that plan. That's our service allowance. We got about $300,000 in that service allowance last time I was allowed to see anything. Okay? Then you got the building corp, again, making money for the union. President Rolando from 2017 to 2022 took out $13.5 million over the 6 years from the service allowance to put that into the general fund to operate the NELC. President Renfro from 2022 to 2026 took out $71.2 million over 4 years from that service allowance. The reason I bring this up, I'm not telling you they're doing anything wrong with that service allowance money per se, but if you've got the NELC healthcare plan like I do, I got the high option plan, I got the Cadillac plan, right? What's always happening to us? Prices are going up. Coverage is, yeah, you know, it's usually going down. The point here is we should be, in my opinion, using that money to get us a better healthcare plan, not subsidizing the money we need to run our own union. The 2026 LM2 for NELC headquarters, we're about $2 million to the plus. But we took out $29.5 million out of that service allowance. Anybody do the quick math? You're $27.5 million in the hole. If we don't take that money out of the service allowance, we're in a deficit, okay? Let's go back to the chief of staff. We got political trips to Greece, Turkey, England. Saw the invoices myself. I'm like, what's this? You know, I'm a political guy. For those of you that don't know me, I'm the most, you know, the best political, non-political guy you ever met in your life. I don't like politics. I happen to be pretty dang good at it. But I ain't stupid either. Where's NELC headquarters? Right across the street from where? All right, so if I got to talk to one of my 435 congressmen or whatever, where can I go? What the heck do I got to go to Istanbul, Turkey for, London, England for, and I can't even pronounce the dang city in Greece. It's too many, vowels, right? When I asked to provide a dues-paying member, which was myself and the president of a large local, with copies of this evidence, because I knew they were going to call me a liar. I knew they were going to attempt to shred my credibility. I knew it going in, and I've taken the brunt of that And I don't think it's really hurt me, to be honest with you, because I told people this. I was denied everything, as well as the ladies, saying we are not releasing anything that we are not legally bound to. That was President Renfro's response to a dues-paying member who was down there investigating what was happening with your dues money. When I asked for copies of this stuff, because I knew they'd call me a liar, they said, we're not legally obligated to give that to you, Mr. Grosskopf. You're not going to get that. Now, if you notice, I ain't heard any of them come out on a podcast or anything else calling me a liar. You know why you're not going to call me a liar? Because you dang right, I heard it. Somebody said it. I'm going to sue them. I'm going to sue them, and then in discovery, they're going to have to give me those records. And I taunt them with it. I tell them, you go tell the people that I represent that I'm a liar. I dare you. The other day we had the organizers in here, okay? Kathy Jones gave me a little bit of time to speak with them, all right? You cannot be afraid, all right? If you want to change this union, you cannot be afraid. We're not afraid. We've been crisscrossing this union going on 3 years. I ain't got James Henry and Corey Walton Hilton points or Southwest miles, but it's up there. I never had a better, accounts of my life going all over the country, talking to letter carriers firsthand about what's happening, in their union. The reason I bring all this stuff up, we were denied everything, saying they weren't releasing anything, no meeting minutes, no invoices, no nothing, right? Here's what the Constitution says, and this is why I was down there. Article 9, Duties of Officers, Executive Council, Section 11E3 states, the Executive Council has to, not may, not could, not if they get around to it. It says they have to ratify and authorize the payments of salaries, wages, expenses, allowance, and other disbursements for the functioning of this union. Now, I want to be clear here. The president has the right to hire whoever he or she chooses. But once they do that, once they hire that individual, once they set that salary and that benefit package, that has to be put in front of your executive council, and that has to be ratified. You want to know why they wouldn't give me those meeting minutes? Because it don't exist. These jobs, these bonuses, these salaries, they didn't get authorization. National president it's a friends and family plan. Yeah, you got it. Hey, you wanted, that Oprah thing. Yeah, you want a car, you got a car, I want a car. Everybody gets a car. It's freaking ridiculous, right? So I'm just going to wrap it up because I can talk, trust me. About the Office of the National Trustee is about trust. My commitment, as well as John, as well as Howard, is to safeguard every member's dues, ensure complete accountability, conduct independent oversight without fear or favor. That's the key, without fear or favor, and give every letter carrier confidence that our union's finances are transparent, responsible, and worthy of the members who fund them. We've been doing the job that these trustees have failed to do. They have failed to tell you these misappropriations of your money. And then they got the gall to get on a slate and just act like everything's okay. Everything's not okay. That's why, again, just like with James and Corey and the rest, me, Howard, John, we would absolutely appreciate everybody, voting for us. You have our commitment. Doesn't matter if it's James and Corey, doesn't matter if it's anybody else. If we are on that executive council and we're tasked with protecting your money, that's exactly what's going to happen. I appreciate you all listening.
Before y'all go, one of the most shocking things that you told everybody on the podcast, despite that, was when they said, how many times has anybody in the history of the NELC ever gone up there and checked the books?
0. We are the first ones ever, because what happens is they're bullies. I'm just going to say it. They call him a bully because of the way he talks on Sunday, right? Monday through Saturday, Corey, you wouldn't even recognize the guy. I'm telling you. I've been out enough times with him. I'm like, who's this guy? I want Sunday, Corey. I want to go mix it up, right? But, that's the point that I made. They're bullies. They call us bullies. Why are we bullies? Because we've uncovered what they're doing. We're taking away their friends and family plan. We're taking away these exorbitant positions that they're creating, and we're not going to play that game anymore when we're at NELC headquarters. There's a much more efficient way, in our opinion, to spend your money, and you don't hear anybody on that other slate talking about any of this stuff, right? You don't hear it at all. Ask somebody, man. How come you guys didn't appropriate that money? I want to see them sweat, right? Ask them. But again, I'll just end with, don't be afraid. We're not afraid. We're out there sticking our necks out on the line for you as much as we can all across the country. And with your help, we'll get into office. We'll get this thing turned around. And I end every time I talk by saying this. If that doesn't happen, I'm not going to speak for anybody else that's a candidate. But if I don't do what I just said I do, you kick my ass out the very next election.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate that. Thank you, brother. I love you. Appreciate you. Thank you, my man. Gonna do more shout-outs and get some AFL. All right, we're gonna do some more shout-outs. I got some AFL-CIO delegates. We're gonna try to hurry. These are individuals that are going to be voted on Thursday, and we'll know the results Friday. So also, stay off the pictures. Keep getting people bumping into the pictures. That's very pricey. Make sure we stay off the pictures.
Hi, I'm Sarah from Branch 56, just representing the members. Just wanted to give everybody a shout out from Grand Rapids, Michigan. Just also wanted to thank the CLC for everything they do. They're awesome. And just want to remind everybody, vote in November.
Shout out to Branch 56. My name is Ulrich Graham, treasurer and shop steward for Branch 56. I want to shout out to all the members there. I also want to shout out to my supportive and loving wife and children back home who are taking care of things back home. I also want to say to all the members, I take GLP-1s. Last year, GLP-1s were a tier 1 drug, $50 copay for a 90-day supply. This year, it's a tier 2 drug, $350 copay out of pocket. I think that's outrageous, and hopefully, once we get the CLC in, that we can get that changed so I don't have to spend out my ass for all that shit. Thank you.
Name's Josh Kidd, Branch 347, Salem, Oregon. Just want to shout out the branch out there. Change is coming. We're making it happen.
Jesus Vasquez, Branch 181, Austin, Texas. Mockingbird Station, what up? To all the carriers who are carrying mail back at home, taking care of business, but we're here taking care of business in L.A.
Muhammad, a.k.a. Kaboom, Branch 41. Shout out to all my brothers and sisters in Brooklyn, Staten Island, family. CLC, here we go.
My name is Darrell Williams, Branch 41, Brooklyn, New York. I got to first definitely get a shout out to my president, President Cruz. He's the man. He stands up for you. He look after for you when you're in trouble, when you're down and out. He's there every day, every second. You call him any time of day, night, or evening. When you need him, he's there. So that's the man. I shout out to James Henry and the whole CLC plan to do what they're doing. Vote for them, please.
Yeah, I'm just going to start down there. All right, we're going to do 2 waves. We got 4 now, and then we're going to have 3. We're going to do some more shout-outs and bring the other 3. But there are 7 AFL-CIO delegates running on the CLC slate. Now, this is a little different because they'll be nominated tomorrow, voted on Thursday, and we'll know the results Friday. So it's imperative that you talk to your branch president, your branch members, to vote for the CLC slate as it comes to the AFL-CIO delegates. I just wanted them to come up here, tell you their name, how long they've been with the Postal Service, whether they deliver or retired, but I wanted them to tell you who they are, remember these names. So when the slate, they'll also be handing out the slates tomorrow. The AFL-CIO delegate slates tomorrow. Make sure you tell your branch members, your branch president, that we want to start this thing off with a bang as far as the CLC is concerned. Get all 7 of these in there, and then we'll start rolling on as far as the election with us is concerned in September. But so, Kathy, go ahead.
Good evening, brothers and sisters. My name is Kathy Jones. I am a rank and file member out of mighty Branch 9 in Minneapolis. Thank you. I've been delivering mail since 2006. And please, 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 we're asking for your vote and vote ballot down for the AFL-CIO delegates. Thank you so much. Who are we? CLC. Who are we? CLC. Who are we? CLC. Thank you.
All right, awesome. Thank you. Hey, guys, my name is Jamie Lukens. I'm the branch president for Branch 897 in Ohio. I've been carrying mail since 1997, straight out of the military into the post office. I'm a fierce advocate for our workers, our union. I'm really looking forward to this AFL-CIO position. I'm also an elected official in my hometown. It's a nonpartisan city council where I'm at, so I'm already elected official, already deal with my elected officials. And this is just one more element that'll give me the opportunity to be an advocate for our letter carriers. I'm just really proud to be a letter carrier, proud to be an American, proud to be a part of the CLC. We're going to bring this starting tomorrow with the nominations, and we're going to take this and we're going to rock this out. Let's go CLC. Let's do this.
My name is Kimberly Mortensen. I am a member of Branch 111, Salt Lake City, Utah. I have been a city letter carrier and NALC member since July of 2003. I'm a shop steward, 21 years as a shop steward. I have been an AFL-CIO delegate in the state of Utah for about 17 years, and I'm really honored to be running on the CLC slate as an AFL-CIO delegate, and I appreciate your vote for me and for all of us. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I'm Ethel Bibbs, president of Branch 842 in Beaumont, Texas. And I've been carrying mail for 25 years, and I love what I do. I love the union. And as you see, our CLC, AFL-CIO candidates are fired up, and we want y'all to be fired up and ready for us and for us to take this home. So we are ready, and we want y'all to be ready because we're going to take it. Thank you.
Shout outs.
Ready? Yeah, I'm George Elias from Branch 70 in San Diego, and I just cannot wait for Corey and James Henry to get in that negotiating room so management can see what real negotiators do. Lions and wolves, not powder puffs. We're going to do this, and we're going to do it right and do it strong. Corey, just keep it up. James Henry, just keep it up. We got you 100%.
Hello, my name is Tammy Hinkle-Moore. Am I loud enough? Okay, Tammy Hinkle-Moore from Branch 78 in Columbus, Ohio. And I am inviting all of the carriers in Ohio to come out and vote and support the CLC. OH? All right.
Is that it? All right. Chicken. All right, so we got our final 3 AFL-CIO delegates. Again, you'll hear the history of these individuals. Some of the most, I would say, advanced political people that I know are sitting on these couches and chairs. You'll hear the history of how they deal with politics, politicians, and I've not experienced many more that have this kind of experience. Matter of fact, I've already told them that when we win, that I will be relying on them and leaning on them heavily because they are so advanced politically. And I'll just let them tell you that. And then when they're done, I'll end this thing. And I cannot thank y'all enough for showing up. I know it's hot in here, and I'm sorry it was blazing yesterday, but thank y'all so much for showing up. But go ahead.
Hello, everybody. My name is Derek Simpson. I'm from Branch 1100. Worked for the post office for 28 years. I'm now currently retired, thank God. I've been a steward for 22 years. But I always found a passion for politics, which if you ask most letter carriers, they'll tell you they don't want to talk about politics. I do. Give it to me every single time. And we are ready. I'm very thankful to join James and Corey on the CLC slate. We need to get out the vote. We need to make sure that we're elected. We're going to make some changes. Thank you.
My name is Lloyd Doucette. I'm a city carrier, retired carrier from New Orleans, Louisiana. It was a PTF, and after my 90 days, I became alternate steward. After that, I also became the branch vice president. I'm a former state president, Louisiana state president. I am a current vice president of state Louisiana and the current branch trustee of branch 124 New Orleans. I've been doing the AFL-CIO work for over 30 years. I'm a member of the Central Labor Council. And what we do is delegates, we fight for all our members. There are 65 affiliates under the AFL-CIO. We are 15 million members strong. The NLC make up 300,000 of those members. And we fight for all our members. ASME members just got their first cost of living for the retirees in Pennsylvania in 20 years. 20 years. That's just outrageous for that. And for those who don't understand what ASME is, they are the American Federation of State and County Municipal Employees. We heard today at our national convention, our international president for AFA, American Flight Attendants, Cheryl Nelson, spoke about living wages for her flight attendants. That's what we do. We fight for all our members under the AFL-CIO. I've been doing it for over 30 years. I'm going to continue on doing it. I'm always fight for the letter carriers and everybody that falls under the umbrella of the AFL-CIO. Thank you.
Well, it's a pleasure to be on your broadcast here, Corey. It's, I never thought I would be here at this position. But I've been doing legislation for Branch 421 out of San Antonio, Texas. My name's Homer. Homer Hernandez, branch president of Alamo Branch down in San Antonio. Now, I took a liking to legislation because that was the only way to slap the hell out of the management. Because if you use congressmen against them, do congressional investigations against them, they weaken their knees. All right, so I figured that out early in my career. So I got more involved in legislation, got involved with the AFL-CIO. I've been a delegate for 21 years, an executive board member for 18 years with the AFL-CIO. We need the AFL-CIO to continue the strength that we have as letter carriers, to keep pushing our bills. Our bills consist that if we stick them in the beginning of the year, we have 2 years to get them passed. If not, we have to reintroduce them. All right, so we can't waste time, and that's what's been happening here in the NOC here lately. They haven't been pushing our bills strong enough and hard enough for us to get those bills passed. So this is why we letter carriers here are running with the CLC to make a difference. You know, and you got to have a good wife to support us, which I have a good wife to support me, to take all my personal time to do this job for everybody, not for myself, not for these guys, for everybody in the United States. Every letter carrier cannot be left behind. I'm not going to talk about being a steward or nothing because AFL-CIO position has nothing to do about me being a steward for 20 years. It's all about legislation. We need to get excited. We need to yell. And we don't have to take nobody's shit anymore because the CLC is here. And I guarantee you that each and every one of these members in the CLC that I've gotten to know all do it because they have passion. It ain't about the dollar. And it ain't about the credit. If I want credit, I'll go to the bank. It's about helping our members get what they deserve. And not only us that have been here for 20, 15 years. It's about our CCAs. We want them to have the same thing we've had. So we must fight just like they did in 1970 so we can have what we have now. So I thank y'all. Support Homer Hernandez and support all the CLC members tomorrow and get us elected, and let's keep going. Thank y'all, guys.
Please sit down. All right, with that, you know I love you. I love you more than I could ever tell you. Light blue is who I am. It's my life. And we're going to turn this thing around for y'all. I promise you that. Thank y'all so much for coming out, spending your time here. I know it was hot. We'll not have one tomorrow. I think Cole and I are going to do just one by ourselves tomorrow. But we'll have another live one Thursday. You're more than welcome to come back. I love y'all. Have a great evening. And thank y'all so much for coming out.